What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? My fellow brethren of the YTPC. Glad you guys are watching. Just tuning in today after work. Was thinking about my giveaway today, and I do think I am going to go with a pipe. I may throw in tobacco too, but one of you guys made this or pointed out that sending tobacco isn't as simple as sending a pipe. You know, that they're, maybe a country wouldn't allow it in, or a pipe can be shipped guaranteed. So I think I'm going to go with a pipe. I may restore one. I may buy a brand new one. I'll probably do a new pipe with maybe a tin of tobacco just to throw it in, but I'm thinking of doing something pretty cool, something not just, some cheap pharmacy pipe, something worthwhile that might get a few, good chooches out of, hopefully. But right now I just I wanted to do before I get on with the rest of the video, I just wanted to go ahead. I've had this Royal Jersey, Germaine's Royal Jersey perique. I've had it jarred for, 5 years now, and I haven't opened it. I don't have any of I have some of the regular, but I don't have a tin open. So I'm not going to be able to do a review on that one. Not right this second anyway. But I figured I'd go ahead and let you guys hear the sound when it pops, so you can hear the length. It's been in there a while when it comes off like that. But man, that's definitely, I would say that's improved with age, I would say. Whew. I got some chapstick on my lips. I'm stuck to it. But man, that's really, really, really rich. Like really deep, dark, steamed or dried fruits. Man, that's like almost like a fig Newton. So there's fig, I guess you'd say fig is in there. Molasses. Maple syrup. It's very much so. It's got like a pungent kind of round sweet smell. I think it's not as, it's sweeter than like a St. James flake by Sam Gawith, or a typical vapor. And I think that's typical of the Royal Jersey, because I'm pretty sure I remember the Latakia one being very sweet for a Latakia blend, and I think that there's like a honey top note or something or other. But it's looking really good. It actually, and it kept in the jar really well, so I'm really glad about that. It's always a crapshoot. Opening 5-year-old jars, you don't know for sure if it's still any good. It could be totally dried out and ruined, but it came out pretty good, and I'm glad to see that. Yeah, just went ahead and dried that out for a few minutes and packed a bowl of that RJ perique from Germaine's, and I've smoked about a quarter of it now. And I honestly, all I can say is, man, it's almost like, it wasn't what I was expecting at all. I want to say that it's changed some since I jarred it, since I smoked it first. Not in a bad way either. I seem to recall it having like a vanilla casing or top note, something like that, because like the RJ Royal Jersey Latakia is has a vanilla top note too. This time I didn't get any of that. I got kind of a dark, dry, sweet fruit flavor at first, like when I smelt it, and then it proceeded to evolve into a more almost Elizabethan type blend, where the perique it's quite pungent, quite loud, quite in your face, kind of, almost punchy. Hasn't really required many relights. I think this is probably my second relight, and I'm probably a third through. But it's the perique is there, real punchy, and then there must be quite a decent amount of unmolested or unflavored red Virginias, because I'm not picking up like really any, and not saying it in any bad way or good way, or just the way I'm kind of getting it is that it's very much so it's like it feels simpler than it did before, but the flavors are more pronounced. The Virginias, I mean, what I can taste of the Virginias, they taste like Carolina red Virginias. Maybe some brights, but I think mostly red, because I'm getting a lot of bready notes. I almost want to say it reminds me of any Carolina Virginia flake that I've had, or anything that used a lot of Carolina red Virginia in, for sure. Carolina red flake, even the 40th anniversary possibly. Maybe San Sepulcro, the small batch San Sepulcro. It's a really lovely smoke. I mean, as vapors go, I would say this is more of a, it's almost like Bayou Morning with a little bit more depth and a little bit more punch. Like, I would say Bayou Morning is an all-day smoke. I would say this is like a once, maybe twice a day smoke, maybe like after a meal, at least after 5 years in the jar that I know of. I don't know how long it was tinned or for, how long it sat in a tin, but like I said, it's kind of almost got an Elizabethan flavor, but it's not quite as rough around the edges, I guess you'd say. Very smooth. It is very smooth, but it does have that little bit of kick to it, so I like to take these little micro drags and let it like permeate and get all into the mucous membranes of my sinuses. Like, I try to get as little smoke as possible to be stretched over as much of my mucous membrane in my sinuses and nasal cavity, so that I can really parse out those minute and individual flavors and particles in the smoke. That's why you'll see me do that from time to time, just kind of chimney it. I'm building the flavors, I guess you would say, kind of collecting small amounts of the flavor on my palate, so I can kind of see the profile and see how it starts and then progresses as I, kind of chimney it, puff on, chooch on it. Those couple hits there were more red Virginia than perique. whereas the few hits before that were more perique than red Virginia. So they're playing like a little, it's like a little battle of the blend, or battle of the type of tobacco. I'm trying to think of how you put that, but it's like a little battle going on between the red Virginias and the perique, which to me, those are two tobaccos that are almost, they're like ham and eggs. They really fit each other well. And actually, this slipped my mind, I would say this is closer to deluxe Dunhill Navy rolls in ready rubbed form than it is to Elizabethan mixture. Let me go ahead and make that correction for sure. This is definitely more like a deluxe Navy rolls deal. It's smooth like that. That was nice and sweet. Almost like maybe, let's say, like shortbread or a bread with a slight sweetness to it. How about this? Raisin bread. That's kind of the thing I'm picking up there. Like, it's almost a perfect way to put it, because the perique gives you that dark, dried fruit flavor, and then the red Virginias give you a bread flavor. So you end up with this pruny, raisiny, dark sweetness along with a nice bready, round, savory flavor. It's very delicious. To be honest with you, I thought I was in for a totally different ride. And that just goes to show you what age can do. That was super complex right there. As you get further down into the bowl, the complexity starts building. And I chose my Vapor Parker sitter with the sandblast rustication, which I just absolutely love. I love this pipe to death. One of my favorite pipes. Matter of fact, definitely in my top 10 rotation, possibly even, most likely even top 5. Like, when I smoke a vapor, especially when it's not on video, it's out of this pipe. So anytime I smoke Stonehenge Flake or St. James Flake or anything that's a vapor, it's going to be out of this pipe. Bayou Morning. I think it works better. I feel like because it's a bent, that you'll end up with the gurgling, but because vapors, in my experience, tend to burn a bit drier than, say, a Virginia wood or an aromatic or even some Englishes. So the gurgling doesn't tend to really bother me as much with this pipe because of the tobaccos I'm smoking out of it. I almost got a bit of cinnamon there. Yeah. There's like a tinge of cinnamon. I'm probably about halfway through the bowl, maybe 2/3. Somewhere in there. Now it's almost reminding me of like a Mexican churro, the churros that they sell at skating rinks and ballparks and such, because it's got that, again, that bread back note, and the front end is like a cinnamon brown sugar, more of a organic natural sweetness, like brown sugar, molasses, maple syrup, cane, just more organic sugar than just a like a no-name sweetness. Like with processed sugar, you just get sugar, but when you get your brown sugar and your molasses and maple syrup, it's not fully processed. There's still some leftover organic matter in there that adds another flavor, or adds a layer of depth that you don't get from sugar. Sugar is just sweet. It's just the incarnation of the flavor sweet. And molasses and maple syrup, those have a flavor. I really like the combination of the dark fruit and the breads. It really goes extremely well together, actually, I think. Like I said, it reminds me of several almost dessert breads. I wouldn't say like something like outright like a cake or even a muffin, but something like a lightly sweetened raisin bread. A churro. Things of that nature, because nothing is, sweet like sugar, tobacco. I mean, you're just not gonna get that. I mean, it's rare anyway. But no tongue bite to speak of. It's burning really, really dry. I mean, this is one of the best vapors. One of the best vapors I've ever smoked, smooth-wise, like smoothness, richness, flavorful. I wouldn't say it's an all-day smoke, though. I would say this is a once-in-a-while smoke for when you want that extra special, something with more flavor than a tip like Bayou Morning. But at the same time, when you don't want the Lakeland essence, or you want something that's still of the English quality, the Samuel Gawith, Germain's, something like that, you might go with this. It definitely has its place. It doesn't replace Dunhill Navy Rolls or Elizabethan Mixture or a Scudo or any of those tobaccos, but it has a niche. I think I would say it's just like, how you have the good china and then the regular china that you use to eat every night on. You only break the good china out for special occasions. I would say this is the good china when it comes to vapors. It's definitely at least as good as Dunbar or Dorchester. If not better. I mean, I think that it very well could be better, and it could easily be argued that it's better. Doesn't bother me that it's ready rubbed. I like that it comes ready rubbed, easy to pack. Really easy to smoke too. I definitely recommend giving it a try if you ever catch Germaine's when it drops. And if you can get a hold of some of the Royal Jersey perique or the Royal Jersey Latakia to give it a try. Me personally, I never was a big fan of Cavendish, so I never tried the Royal Jersey Cavendish. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, guys. Probably come back on tomorrow and do another video. I was considering, I had some things I wanted to talk about, but I just wanted to do a quick like revisit review kind of thing with this RJ perique. But till I see you guys tomorrow, y'all have a good evening. Enjoy your day tomorrow.